My ex-wife divorced me because I was broke. Not struggling, not having a rough year. Completely broke. She told me she was tired of carrying me. Tired of believing in dreams that never worked. 16 months later, was standing behind a reporter on live TV, and judging by the look on her face, she finally realized she had left a little too early. My name is Noah Carter. I'm from Texas. 3 years ago, I lost everything, and I mean everything. My job disappeared after the company I worked for shut down unexpectedly. At first, I wasn't worried. I had savings. Experience? I thought I'd find another job in a few weeks. A few weeks became a few months, then 6 months, then almost a year. I applied everywhere. Hundreds of applications, interviews, rejections, sometimes no replies at all. My wife, Sarah, supported me in the beginning. She'd tell me things will get better. We'll get through it. And honestly, those words kept me alive for a while. But stress changes people. Bills started stacking up. We sold one car, then canceled vacations, then stopped eating out. Little things at first, then bigger things. Slowly, Sarah changed. She stopped asking how interviews went, stopped sitting beside me during dinner, stopped saying we. Instead, it became, you need to figure this out. You need to do something. One night, I walked into the kitchen and heard her talking to her friend. She didn't know I was home. And I heard her say, I feel like I married potential, not a person. That sentence hit harder than losing my job, because suddenly, I wasn't her husband anymore. I was disappointment. 3 months later, she asked for a divorce. No screaming, no huge fight. Just paperwork. Cold. Professional. The day she left, she stood by the door and said, I can't keep living like this. And honestly, part of me understood, but another part of me broke completely. The next year was rough. I moved into a tiny apartment, started driving for delivery apps, worked random jobs. Anything I could get. Then one day, something weird happened. An old friend called me. Years earlier, we had built a small software project together just for fun. Apparently, a bigger company saw it online. They wanted to buy it. At first, I thought he was joking. He wasn't. 3 meetings later, my life changed. Not billionaire movie level money, but enough. Way more than enough. I paid off debts, bought a house, started a small company. For the first time in years, I felt like I could breathe again. Then, 6 months later, I got invited to a local business event. Nothing huge, just a startup spotlight segment for local news. I almost said no. Then I thought, why not? The interview lasted maybe 5 minutes. I forgot about it completely until the next morning. My phone started exploding. Messages, calls, notifications, and right in the middle of all of them, Sarah. I stared at her name for a long time. First message, I saw you on TV. Then, can we talk? Please? I laughed, not because it was funny. Because life has a strange sense of timing. 3 years of silence, then one new segment. And suddenly she remembered I existed. We met for coffee a few days later. She looked nervous, smaller somehow. She asked how I'd been, asked if I was happy. Then finally she said, I never stopped caring about you. I just looked at her, because I remembered sitting alone in that apartment eating instant noodles, wondering if I mattered to anyone. I remembered every ignored message, every empty day. Then I asked quietly, would you be sitting here if you never saw me on TV? Silence. Complete silence. That was my answer. I stood up, put money on the table. And before leaving, I said, you didn't leave because I was broke. She looked up, confused. I smiled slightly. You left because you thought I'd stay that way. Then I walked out. And honestly, that felt better than any amount of money ever did.